This is the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Inside the ring, outside the ring, it's all here.
We're talking about the greatest sport of all, professional wrestling.
Come on! And now, here's Nick and Keith.
Welcome back to the Universal Wrestling Podcast. My name is Nick. We got the king of the ring right here, the man, the myth, the legend, Juicy. Keith is here, and Keith, we're going to predict King and Queen of the Ring tournament, which is it returned. First time since 2021. It's returning, and it's getting its own PLE in Saudi on May 25th. This prestigious tournament is back. It seems like there's going to be someone that's going to take the King of the Ring. Gunther, maybe, most likely. We'll get to the predictions, but it seems like this is something we've wanted for a long time. The king or the queen to actually mean something. That crown actually means something, and I think it's going to mean something. Keith, let's get your thoughts before we start predicting some matches.
No, hell yeah, you got it. You got it all then and there. I've always loved the King of the Ring. I was a big fan of it back when I was a kid. One of the first pieces of the only two wrestling movies I had as a kid. Randomly, I had I think it was the 1990 Royal Rumble or 89 maybe Royal Rumble on VHS, and I had King of the Ring 96, Austin 316.
Yeah, buddy.
So it was just
still
awesome.
Got it?
Just watching it. No, I wish I did.
No.
Even in the beat up state they'd probably be worth something now. But nah. But yeah, I've always loved King of the Ring. I love a tournament when it's not all the time for every title, Tony Khan.
Yeah.
A tournament can be cool, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this to hopefully get things back on track to what it was, and not just have whoever wins this year wear a crown and be called king whatever or queen whatever your name is, and have royal music for
king.
Just none of that crap. I don't want that crap. Exactly.
Yeah.
He was the last one to do it well.
Yeah.
Get it well. Everyone else after it's just been ugh. You get a king gimmick for 8 months, and then we're all right, shut up.
Yeah, buddy. Keith, what do you want to do? You want to start with the tournaments or end with the tournaments?
Let's just start with them.
Keith, let's get to the King of the Ring final tournament for the men's. Gunther and Jay had a banger. Gunther has advanced, so that means SmackDown's half still has to go. The finals of the semifinals happens this Friday. We are recording on a Tuesday, so we got Randy Orton going one-on-one with Tama Tonga. It's going to be a really good match. This could be your King of the Ring tournament, but it's going to be great because Gunther is going to go one-on-one with Randy or Tama Tonga. Keith, let's get to it. Let's just predict on Friday, and then we'll predict, hopefully, what we think will happen. So, Keith, take it away, sir.
Hell yeah, man. So I hate to put it this way, but because it's not really true, I guess. But I'm almost more excited for Randy versus Tama Tonga than anything else. That's not true because Gunther's involved. Come on, who am I lying to? Anyway,
yeah.
It was a tough one to call who's going to win Friday because Tama's still relatively new. You don't want to have him lose too early, but Randy's Randy, and they've kind of been talking about this sort of thing that King of the Ring is one of the few things that Randy hasn't done in his career. He's got all the other titles. He's held everything else. He's Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank. He's done all those. He hasn't won a King of the Ring. So maybe they'll go that route. I do think Randy is going to beat Tama Tonga. I'm going with Randy on Friday. So then we get Randy and Gunther in Saudi Arabia, at which point it's going to be their ring general. Gunther's going to win it. I get the whole, it's something Randy hasn't done, whatever. It's not that deep though, especially we talked about you had just said there in the intro, this is something that's pretty infrequent. It's the first time it's been its own pay-per-view in God knows how long. Because I think even in 2021, it wasn't that was the King of the Ring pay-per-view. It was a crown jewel or whatever that also just happened to have the finals of the King of the Ring in it and everything.
Yeah.
So it's the first time in, Justin will tell us out there, however long it's been since the last actual King of the Ring pay-per-view. It hasn't been that much of a relevant thing in all of Randy's career. It doesn't matter for him to win, and it'd be cool if he did to give him one more notch, but it's going to be more. It's going to matter more for Gunther to win it.
I'm with you too, man. It just as much as I, look back at WrestleMania 40 and I say, oh my God, there's no way Gunther's going to lose. He lost. I can see that to an extent with Randy. I cannot see it with Tama Tonga just because of the storyline, just because it wouldn't make sense to have King of the Ring in the new bloodline. It just maybe it would make sense, but for me, it doesn't make sense just because we know who's the leader of the new bloodline. That's Solo. If Tama gets the King of the Ring, maybe that's something where we're looking at the Judgment Day, where who's the leader here? We all think it's Rhea, but it's really maybe Finn, or it's really maybe Damien. For this here, it doesn't make sense, man. It does not make sense to have someone who's new to the roster win or even compete at the King of the Ring tournament in Saudi just because Saudi wants the big names. And who's the big name here? Randall, Keith Orton. I think that's his middle name because RKO my entire life. But RKO, Randy's going to go one-on-one with Gunther, and Gunther is going to win. But I don't think we got there just yet. So, let's do it. So Gunther is going to go one-on-one with Randy. Give it to me. We both are going to go with Gunther. I know that. So give me something else. Give me a little more than just Gunther's going to win. What is he going to do?
It stinks that we're doing this now because I always talk on here. I'm a big fan of Cultaholic, also on YouTube. They do pitches for each pay-per-view every time they come up. And I was watching that earlier today, and one of the guys on there pitched pretty much. I had the exact same things written down, and I was like, I don't even know if I should talk about this on there, but I'm gonna anyway. Where I want, in that whole vein of what we talked about how don't make anyone. Gunther's going to win. Don't make him King Gunther. Don't give him the King gimmick and the royal music and all that kind of crap. Yeah. So I want, and I'll get into where it gets with the Queen earlier because it all tied together. They said the same thing. Whatever. So Gunther wins. He goes up. There's the throne. There's the crown, all that kind of stuff, and they put him on and all that. I want Gunther to win. I want him to make the walk up there, have the person waiting there for him or whatever. And when he gets up there, just knocks all that shit over and is like, this was never about me getting a cape and a crown and any of this crap. This was about me proving to everybody again that I am already the king of that ring and that that's my ring and it's up to everyone else to step to my level. I don't need any of this crap to say that. I just proved it, and I'll prove it again and again and again, and just have him just walk off as a badass after that,
Yeah.
Even if we're wrong and Randy wins, I want something similar from Randy being just I don't need this crap on me. It has nothing to do with this. It has everything to do with me just being the fucking man,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there. The gimmick can only take you so far, as we saw with Vega and Xavier Woods. They used the gimmick, and it just seemed like, okay, what are we doing here? But with Gunther,
King Corbin.
King Corbin. Yes, there's countless names that you can say. What did they do? But also, you can look at obviously you brought him up. Austin, you also brought up Booker. I mean, Owen. There's a lot of people there that took the gimmick and didn't make the run all about King of the Ring. They made it about making their character more believable. Maybe that's because that was the time where Austin really needed something, so he grabbed onto it. Gunther doesn't really need it, but he didn't need that long title reign with the IC title, and he still did a lot for that title. So I could definitely see that he's gonna. I would like to see him do something similar where it's it's not fancy, ha ha ha. We get the entrance, you get the fireworks. It's him coming down to the ring, and it's business. Business picks up as soon as he hits the ring, and maybe he doesn't even discuss the King of the Ring tournament. Maybe it's something similar to the title where he lost it and he said, I was Sammy was the bigger man. Let's get on with it. And that's it. He didn't cry about it. That he didn't say, I slipped, I fell, the ropes were slippery, Philadelphia, a lot of shitty fans, a lot of assholes there. That's why I lost. No, he lost because he got pinned 1, 2, 3. And the only thing is, I think Gunther is bigger than the tournament. So I don't know what he can do to elevate the crown. I don't know if there's something he could do to make it more prestigious, But with Randy, I feel like he could do that because he's looking for something. He doesn't have that long title reign. He doesn't have, the 16th title reign when it comes to the world. He is
Right.
just Randy Orton, who is a veteran, and he's just great. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, but
Oh yeah.
there's something he can do. He could take that crown and make it something special. Still, with all that, I do think Gunter wins. And I think, again, like I said, bigger name. Let's have Randy go one-on-one with Gunter. Tama just didn't make any sense. So we both got Gunter. Watch Randy win. But
Yeah,
I
exactly.
wouldn't put it past him, man. I think he could do it. It's just there's a time and place, and it's not for Randy to win.
For sure.
Let's do it. Let's get to the next tournament, and that is for the women. So that is the Queen of the Ring. And Keith,
Right.
this is going to be really interesting just because we already know who won on Raw. That was Lyra. Let me do it. Valkyria will go
Boom. He did it.
one-on-one with Bianca or Nia, correct?
Yep. That's right.
All right, man, I did my homework. So let's get to it. I'm going to start here for the king or the queen of the ring semi-final on Friday. Again, we're taping on Tuesday, but they did not have the match yet. That is Bianca Belair going one-on-one with Nia Jax. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot brewing now with Jade and Bianca becoming your tag team champions. Doesn't look like there's any fire or anything like that regarding Jade and Bianca. It looks like they're on the same page here, and that's it. They look great. They look bad. They look really good. Even Nia Jax match with Jade looked really good, and that was a lot to do with Bianca or Jade, but also a lot to do with Nia. This is tough because this is what you want to see. We saw Jade, just built like she's just something else. Be it Belair, something similar. But Nia is that force that I don't think will lose on Friday. I think she's going to beat Bianca just because of this. Because if Bianca wins, then we see Jade and Bianca. Oh my God, Jade. You couldn't beat her or you couldn't advance, but I did. I don't see that right now. I think they're on the same page. Let's not have them turn heel. Let's not have one turn face. Let Nia get the spotlight because she has been doing good work. And the IWC loves to rag on her, but I think she got the job done with Rhea. I think she got the job done with Jade, and I think she's going to get the job done with Bianca. But this time, I think she's going to go over. So I got Nia Jax winning and advancing to the semifinals, or to the finals. Keith, shut me up. What do you got here, brother?
No, I got the same thing. I think so. The Nia Jade match was like pretty short because Nia was talking smack to Jade's daughter, and Jade lost it, whipped the chair out, DQ win. I think this is where I think this whole thing here is where we're going to start sowing the beginnings of the seeds of the already breakup of Jade and Bianca. And I think it's going to be something like in life, we speaking of this as like fathers and stuff, like someone doesn't get to like talk smack to your kid and then just like it's one and done. Like if I see that person again, I don't like you. So I think in wrestling, everything is cranked to 10. So I think it's going to be the same kind of thing where like match is going to be going on or whatever. Maybe Nia takes a little liberty behind the ref's back at one point, not to win it or anything like too crazy, but like steps on the hair or does something like that. Jade's music hit. Jade's come out with the chair again, real upset, and eventually Nia goads her, swings a chair. Nia wins again by DQ. So Bianca looks strong in defeat, but Nia's got to win this, even if that's not the case. Whatever.
Yeah.
Nia has to win because I was definitely one of that IWC for the longest time. And you can look back on like my blog. I used to talk a lot of trash on Nia as a wrestler because she wasn't great then. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh man, she's like Okada now. Like she has come leaps and bounds from where she was. This like current run she's on is like the best. It's the best she's looked. She's improved a ton.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Bianca is already the women's tag champ. They're trying to build all that stuff back again. She doesn't need to be queen of the ring too. Like she doesn't need to win this in advance against anybody. Like there's no point. So Nia should win as just a rub, like to show way to improve. We're gonna move you on to the next round, and you can fight for the queen of the ring.
Yeah, I love it. I love it because it just makes sense. The way I brought it up, that crafting that storyline, that makes sense. But what you brought up is it just makes so much more sense because that's the beginning of a lot of things. That's the beginning of maybe a really good run here with Nia. That's also the beginning of maybe Jade and Bianca. Maybe there's a little friction. Maybe that's what happens. I love it, man. I mean, they can't Jade and Bianca, as much as they are amazing together. They can't be together much more just because
we want the match between them.
Yes, we want the match,
that's
and
where the money is.
Yes, and they're just so much better as singles. So that leaves us Lyra going one-on-one with Nia Jax at the finals, in Saudi. I'm going to take it here, man. Lyra, she's great. She's amazing. She looks really good in the ring. She had a hell of a match against Io this week, but I think it's Nia's time, man. I think it's going to be Nia Jax just because that the aspect of she came back, she looks great. She is just, she's not a 5-star match person. That's just not that's not in her. Well, I guess it kind of is in her DNA.
It might be eventually, but it's not there
yet.
Yet.
If you look at the bloodline of Nia, you would say, okay, maybe that's in her DNA. But with her, it's all about her. It's all about her bravado. It's all about her being bigger than her opponent. And here, it's nice to see, Lyra get in the spotlight here, but this is all Nia's. And I think with this run, I really think Nia could do something for the queen of the ring crown. I guess you could say. I don't know what you can do. Queen Nia does sound pretty good, but I don't know, man. I know this is going to be a good match, and I think Nia deserves this, and that's why I'm picking Nia. What do you got, brother?
Yeah, this won't be I hope this won't be the most boring predictions video again, but I'm going Nia also. For all the same reasons I said before. She just Lyra's fresh to the main roster. She's young. Not that Nia's like old, but she's brand new, fresh face. She's gonna have plenty of time. She's great in the ring. Her promos need big time work. They did when she was in the NXT. They still do. That's fine. That can come along, or she can get a manager or whatever. She's gonna have her time. Her stuff's gonna come. She got plenty of time to get all to it. You got to do something to give Nia like a rub for the improvements that she's made. So the easiest way is you give her the Queen of the Ring. Going back to the whole thing like with Gunther, like we were kind of saying. So like it's gonna, I don't know. I feel like this sounds like kind of sexist in some way, but I'm gonna drop it anyway. And if people yell at me, well, it's I don't mean it to be sexist in any way. It's just like I feel like there's everybody that was in the Queen of the Ring tournament. They all like them leaning into being Queen whoever. Like it would fit better. Like imagine if Chelsea Green had advanced and if Chelsea Green won. Like Queen Chelsea Green, holy crap. Like that would be great. She's already a great character to begin with, but then to have her as just being like, I'm the queen. And like, like it just helps ramp her up a whole new level of her character. Same with like Tiffy Stratton if she had won. You know what I mean? Like I can see Nia winning, becoming Queen Nia, and like really just embracing it and just, doing the old queen,
yes.
All of that kind of stuff. And like I think especially if they do this where if the Queen of the Ring final happens before the King of the Ring final and you spread them out by like a match or two or whatever, you have Nia win, you have the same thing like I talked about with Gunther where like Nia goes up the ramp, but she's all excited and everything and like, no, put the crown on my head. I want to be crowned, drape me, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to, and all that, like really embrace it. And then it makes it that much cooler later when Gunther wins and he comes up and he's like, no. Nah, and just shoves it all away and whatever, I think that would be an awesome thing. But that's all fantasy booking, whatnot. I think Nia wins. I think Nia has to win here. I think she deserves it. Lyra will have her time with other more important stuff too. Let's build Nia back up, give her the Queen of the Ring, and lead on to whatever else is next.
Yeah, I think all roads are going to Nia. She's put up a really good run now. She might not have the best win-loss record, but she's showing that exactly what we said for the past 7 to 10 minutes. It's Nia's turn. she is good at being over, so maybe she can bring that to the Queen of the Ring gimmick. So let's get to the next match. It is your Intercontinental Championship. That is your champion, Sami Zayn, going one-on-one with Chad Gable and Bronson Reed. It is a triple threat. That means no DQ. This is going to be a great match. We've seen so much heat just between Gable and Sami. Enter the big man in, Bronson Reed, and it's just that much better. Keith.
Yep.
Let's go, baby. What do you got here?
This is going to be the match of the night, hands down, which is crazy to say about a triple threat because sometimes triple threats can be boring where, one person's hurt for like 20 minutes and the other two fight and then they come in and then, oh man, another one. It's not going to matter because these three are all phenomenal in their own way. And this match is going to hump big time. There's a lot of storyline stuff here too that I think is going to help play into all of it. Just between the three guys in the match, plus you got Otis on the outside, where Sammy's been like, "Yo, what are you doing? Like, stop listening to this freaking clown. Like, break away." This might be the wrong call for some people and whatever, and it's my bias because I just friggin' love the guy to death. I think I'm gonna have Sammy retain, just because it hasn't been long enough. I want him to have a decent reign, being who he is and all that he's earned and deserved and everything. I love Gable. He's a duder, 2023 duder. And that's great. And he's put a lot of work into, so I could absolutely see Gable winning too. I'm going to stick with Sammy retaining, but I could absolutely see Gable getting like a heelish win in some way, whether it's Otis getting involved or whatever. Or Bronson potentially. I mean, I'm not trying to like write him off entirely. Like he could also get like some kind of heelish win to then have more to be told between him and Chad. But or him and whoever else. Like I could see him winning it. But I think I'm predicting Sammy. But if Sammy doesn't retain, there's more to tell from Gable being the one to take it off of him.
Yeah, I love it, man. I think that's a smart pick, and I agree to an extent. But I'm going to pick Gable here, Mr. Duder 2023.
Solid
just because of two things. A, the promo this week, Mind, Body, and Soul from Sammy. That's just that. I don't know. That didn't seem like Sammy to me. That seemed a little forced. That didn't seem like something Sammy would have said. It seemed like something a writer wrote for him, and maybe that's how they transition from us, Gable winning the king or the IC title. And two, I just don't know how much more I can. I want Gable to be successful. I want Gable to win as many titles. But if he keeps losing, man, it's just what am I here for? I'm here for him and his charades with Otis and Dupree and the other guy. What's Tozawa? Yes. Am I here? Is it? A comedy shtick? No, I'm not. I'm here for Gable to put up. I mean, he has those 5 Olympic rings on his gear for a reason. I mean, he is that damn good. I'm going with Gable. There's a time and a place, and maybe this is not the right place to have Sammy lose, but I don't care. I want Chad Gable to win. I think he's earned so much. I mean, he's just been not on the back burner, but it just seems like, kid, we don't believe you at WrestleMania 40. We're going to insert Sammy. Sammy's going to do something special. He's going to win the title against Gunther, and that amazing reign is voila. You're going to go one-on-one, not one-on-one. You're going to face Gunther more than twice, right? 3 times, whatever. It doesn't matter. Multiple times, and you're still going to lose, but you're going to put in really good work, and you're going to be believable. It's like, okay. Well,
I feel you.
Yeah, when is it going to give?
Right.
So I got Gable here. I think I don't know who he's going to pin. I don't know. It can't be a DQ. So I guess no, that wouldn't make any sense. I'm going to go pin. Let's do it. Pin Sami Zayn to the mat. 1, 2, and 3. And right. Gable is your new Intercontinental Champion. What do you got, Keith? Any last words here, buddy?
No, I mean I can see it happening. I'm thinking. Like I said, Sammy's always when Sammy's involved in a match, it's always biased. But
yeah, it's hard. It's tough not to be, even if you're. I
just want him to have a longer run, so I think I'm just like leaning toward that. But I can absolutely see Gable taking it, and I would be okay with it. I mean, I'd be bummed because Sammy had a short reign, but it would make sense.
Yeah, Keith. Let's get to the next match. It is for the Women's World Championship. your champion, Becky Lynch, will go one-on-one with Liv Morgan. This is interesting. This
Mm-hmm.
seems to be a really good storyline that's developing with Lynch, with Rhea, who's on injury. The injury is on the bench, and Morgan is in the mix as well. Morgan is supposedly the direct response. She's directly responsible for Rhea's injury. Becky won it and won the title in the Battle Royale. So it just seems like there's a lot of puzzle pieces, maybe Trips and the creative are putting together that doesn't really make too much sense. But I think there is something here. I think they can do something here to help the storyline. Not help the storyline with Liv and Rhea. I think Becky wins easily, but it's Liv is here. Liv's the next woman up, and she's going to go one-on-one with Becky. I love Becky. I
Okay.
think this title is her title for
Yeah.
a couple more months. I just
Okay.
don't see how there can be I just don't see how Liv wins it and makes it believable. I don't think. I think that might be the reason, similar to Gable, where they just, all right, kid, you can't win at Mania. Let's go one-on-one 3 times with Gunther, and you're going to lose. I think it's similar to with Liv Morgan. I don't see how they have enough faith in her. I mean, track record out of the ring, which is what it is, isn't great. I mean, yes, it was only marijuana, but still, there's video, and it's just like you can't make her the champion. You can, but I don't believe she's the champion. So I got Becky Lynch retaining here. Keith, what do you got?
I respect it. Definitely respect it. I respectfully disagree.
Yes.
But I'll get into it all here. So this
Let's
was
hear it.
for me. This was like the toughest call out of the 5 matches on the card. Just because of a lot of the things you had said, and like also that like Rhea's out with injury till around like August ish is what I was
Yeah.
reading. So it's like it's tough because Liv will have the title before Rhea comes back. Factual. That's what's gonna happen. She will have the title before Rhea comes back because that's the story that built is that Liv put her out. So Liv will have the title before she comes back to have the two of them go. Because once Rhea comes back, Rhea left as a heel that we all cheered and loved at WrestleMania. So already that's screwed. So now it's the same thing like Rollins was. Rollins was a heel when he got hurt with his knee. He went away for so long. When he came back, it's a friggin' hero's welcome. It's going to be the same exact way with Rhea. So Liv's going to have that title as the heel. She's going to steal Dom from Rhea while Rhea's out. That's happening. And they're going to have a big, nice feud with Rhea as the babyface, still being mommy and still being all that.
I love it.
Fantastic. So Liv will have it before Rhea gets back. Does it happen here? I'm going to go with yeah. I can totally see Becky retaining still again. I don't think you're making a bad call in any way.
Yeah.
I'm leaning to it more because I think she'll have it before Rhea comes back. With Rhea's time frame, if she can come back and they can have their first match at SummerSlam, that works for me. I don't think Rhea takes it right off of her right away. I think Rhea comes back right before SummerSlam. Liv has the title. They have a stare down. Even if it's something where Liv has it at SummerSlam, goes against somebody else, and Rhea comes out and costs whoever the other person is the match to be like, that's mine from you. I'm going to take that from you. Something cool like that for a setup at WrestleMania or at SummerSlam rather. Plus, like, I feel like there was all the stuff that like the whole reason Rhea retained over Becky was because like Becky was going away for a while and then like Rhea got hurt. So like they got to call her in, but like Becky should still get that time off. She's got a book to promote and stuff that she's real proud of and everything. Seth's at home. Like let them have some family time at home with their kids with their kid to just, be a family and stuff. So she can just let her take some time off, let Liv win it here and let that roll where it is up to SummerSlam.
Yeah. I love it. And
but like I said, I mean, I also see I'm with you at the same time. And if Becky retains, I wouldn't be shocked. But I'm going Liv.
Yeah, it just seems like Becky's like the golden child. I mean, if they're in if they have an issue, somebody gets injured, you call Becky Lynch, just like AEW did with Jon Moxley. You brought that up a few episodes ago. You just do it. I want Liv to win, but maybe it's just me. Maybe I think Trips and Creative doesn't believe in Liv. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I don't believe in Liv. I can't see her holding that title and being the woman of the roster. I mean, she's a great asset, and she's going to have a phenomenal storyline if it does happen with Dom and Rhea. That little love triangle is it's going to be good TV. That's what you want. She's just not. She's just not, in my opinion, not championship material. So Becky's going to win here, and let's see what happens next. Maybe we do get that match at SummerSlam. Maybe we get an interesting storyline with Nia, the Queen, going, challenging Becky. I don't know, but I got Becky. Let's get to the main event, and that is for the undisputed WWE Championship. The kid that finished the story at WrestleMania 40 will go one-on-one with the Maverick, and that is Logan Paul. Your champion, Cody Rhodes, will go one-on-one with Logan Paul for the title, and it's not for the United States Championship just yet. So we'll see what happens. Again, we're recording on Tuesday. I think it would mean a lot more if Logan Paul puts up his title. It just would be really interesting, but also it's like, what are we doing? Why does Cody need the title? So
Right.
Keith, what do you got here? Your main event, Cody Rhodes going one-on-one with Logan Paul. Let's hear it, brother.
Well, so I hope it stays as just for Cody's title. I don't want it to be for both belts, because that just makes it, if it's for both belts, I think we get a double DQ as the finish, which I don't want. That's going to be really boring. With it being as it is right now, as just for Cody's undisputed title, I mean, Cody retains. I mean, what else is there to really say? It's like Logan. To me, Logan's been like, as U.S. champ, he's been okay. He always delivers in the ring. He's done. I've said it every time we bring him up. He has done way better than I think any of us thought that he was going to be in the ring. He's really put the work in. He looks believable in the ring. He friggin' saved Rey Mysterio, had that ring awareness when they had their match from him just landing on his neck and stuff. So, like, awesome. Mad respect to Logan in that way. But, like, they're not putting the main belt on him. That's not a thing. That's not a thing that's going to happen. That has major, David Arquette winning the WCW title vibes if they do that. So, like, it's not something that they want to associate with, I don't think.
Yeah. No.
Maybe Logan wins via DQ in somehow, where, I show speed or whatever, hits him with the brass knucks instead, and the ref catches it. So,
what YouTuber this time?
DQ, right, or whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
Keith's in the ring. He's going to cost him. Yeah.
Right, yeah, exactly. Here comes
juicy.
the UW pod. My God. So, anyway, Cody's going to retain. Everything is what it is with Logan. All I want out of this match is at the end of it, during it, whatever it is, Cody retains, however it ends up being. If Logan wins by DQ, so he doesn't get the belt, Cody keeps the belt. But then can we get it like a real feud for Cody? Because you're losing me a little bit. We wanted him to finish the story, and he did, and it was great. And then the first couple weeks after, it was still pretty good. And then we're just like, what are we doing? Like, he had a match at Backlash with AJ, which was good, but like that also kind of came out of nowhere. And then this one came up out of nowhere here. Like, I'm not saying we need Bloodline versus Cody for all eternity or anything like that, but like, we can do a little bit better than just being like, here's the next random guy up for your belt. Here's the next random guy up for your belt. Like, build a thing, make a thing happen.
Yeah.
So hopefully we do that here in this match in some way after Cody retains.
I know. I don't know if they have actually said it on television, but the IWC and many wrestling fans are calling this tour, Liv Morgan's tour, the Revenge Tour. It's just kind of maybe similar to Cody's tour right now. It's just like, I got to go one-on-one with AJ. Then I'm going to pick my next opponent, Logan. Then maybe it's Gunther. Then maybe it's this. It's like, what is this? Are we making any sense here with the storylines? It just seems like you're picking and grabbing and you're choosing whatever the best option you think is best for your title reign. So it's like, what is this, like a not revenge, but it's just like Daddy's tour. I'm going to do everything for Daddy. And, I think this guy, let me pick him. This guy, let me pick him. It's just like there's too much going on, man. I'm with you. give me legitimate storyline. And
Yeah.
I mean, even last week with the contract signing, as much as that's, wrestling and it's corny with all contract signings, I dug it. I dug the
Yeah.
contract between that whole whatever charade, whatever you want to call it, with the lawyer and with the other three guys that Logan brought in. So uh, I'm with you. I'm not all the way off now, but I'm still like,
Yeah.
where's the train going here? What kind of, is this a legitimate like title reign, or are we just doing pick and choose, A and B and see who's better? I don't go. I don't get it. The match with AJ was phenomenal. I mean, the crowd did a lot for it, but still,
Right.
if it was
Absolutely.
just, during the pandemic, that match would have still, been a 5 or 6 star match, in my
Right.
opinion. Now,
Absolutely.
number two, why bring up the opportunity that maybe Cody can win the United States Championship and then say, no, it's not for the United States Championship. It's only for the title. Is it for more intrigue? Is it for more eyeballs on the product? Or is it, again, did Trips fuck up and say, like Rock going 1-on-1 with Roman? Oh, no, that doesn't make sense. Let's backtrack. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I
for
feel like
me,
there's
let's hear it.
no, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Continue.
I'm
I'm sorry.
just, I don't know, man. It doesn't make sense to bring it up and then say, oh, no, 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 we're not going to do it.
Right.
Why? Let's hear it. What do you got?
No, I mean, I think it's some part of it is because I don't know how much like, Reddit and the rest of the IWC and whatnot, like went after it all, like when it was announced that way. But like my first thought when I saw that and they like, cause I don't feel like they ever really outright said just like title versus title or anything. Like it was kind of just like,
That's a good point.
alluded to a little bit like it would be. And then even in the contract signing where it was like Cody had the
Yes.
contract, did his thing, and then Logan ripped it up, it was like, all
But
right,
that's
well
a
that
bad
was
move.
the whole thing where it was just
Yeah.
like Cody being like, all right, it's title for title, I'm gonna sign it and do this, and Logan being like, that's not what I want to do. No, I want your title. You don't get to have mine. And storyline, I don't know what it all actually was, but like to me, when I first heard that and it was like alluded to, like it was going to be title for title, like I said to kind of start my piece off there, was like, if you make it that, you're telegraphing the end. Like you're not. There's no reason for Cody to have the United States title. Also, after we just spent 2 years of finish the story, I need to win the world title. My dad didn't win the world title. I have to win the
Yeah.
world title. The world, the big one, the big one. There's no reason to give him the United States title then. Never was brought up. Doesn't even really matter in the long run of things. I think maybe Dustin held it in WCW at one point, but actually it might have been the TV title. So maybe I don't even know if there's any lineage there. Dusty might
Yeah.
have also held it at one point too. So I guess, but like it's still, it doesn't matter. It's pointless next
Yeah.
to the big belt for him. There's no reason for him to have both. So if you're gonna have this be a title for title match, you're just telling me that like Cody doesn't need both belts. There's no way they're putting both belts on Logan. It's going to be a double DQ. It's going to screw up somehow. I've lost interest. I've lost a little bit of interest I already had in the match anyway.
Yeah.
You make it just for Cody's. There's a little bit more into it. You can, there's a little more interest because it doesn't. I still don't think Logan's going to win, but it's like, okay,
Yeah.
let's see what they do with it here. How do they get out of it? Whatever. But yeah, I mean, who knows what happens behind the scenes or what goes on in anybody's head back there. But it's just all of the frustration and anything that I have with this match all just comes back to what I had said about just like, Cody needs to start and get going on a real feud and not this just like carousel revolving door of just like, all right, well now it's you, now it's you, now it's you. Like,
Yeah.
again, I don't need bloodline build up all the time. I don't need all of this. I don't need any of that. Like, but I need more.
Yeah.
I need not boring. Just these are the things to do and that's it. Like, give me matches. Like, give me feuds, not just matches.
Yeah, you said a lot of really interesting things there, and I'm always brought back to, again, maybe this is just me digging too deep, but it just seems like we just heard not rumors. Cody said it on a podcast where he knew that it was going to be Roman and Rock at the end of Rumble, and he still pointed at Roman Reigns, which is confusing. And this just seems like maybe this is why it's all confusing. Where is the common theme? It's not the common man, but it is his son. It's Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes picked his opponent, Logan Paul, and now it's like, okay, now we're in a little bit of a hubbub here. We don't know exactly what to do because Logan's the champion, but Cody picked him, and Cody wants to go one-on-one with Cody, or with Logan. So what do? Maybe we throw it in that, maybe he wins the title, the U.S. title. So it's all convoluted. At the end of the
Right.
day, it's just like, what are we doing? Are you going to let Cody pick his opponents, and then you're going to, try and make up something for that storyline? I don't know. It just seems like the common element here, the common thread here is Cody. And it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know what's next, but I do know that Cody's going to win in Saudi. And then I'm with you. Let's get a solid storyline, and let's milk it. Let's get 2 to 3 months of going one-on-one, losing, winning, and finally putting up the title. But it's just, I'm still going to go back to what I said. It just doesn't make sense. Even if WWE didn't say anything, even if only the IWC said something, why is it Logan? Why is someone like Logan going one-on-one with Cody when he has a title? It's just, again, maybe it's, I'm backtracking here. Maybe it's because Cody picked him, but still.
I think some of it's the money. I think some of it's the money, man. Logan Paul is
similar to Randy.
For as much as he's not necessarily the biggest thing for any of us as like wrestling fans, like he is still a big YouTube star for stuff. So, you send him over there to Saudi Arabia, those kids are going to be stoked to see him, and they're going to spend that money, more. I'm sure they were selling big tickets and stuff already, but they're going to get bigger buy rates for stuff that Logan gets to be on. So I think there's a part of it that's that, but that aside, and I understand it's a business and all that, but even that very obvious thing or whatever aside, like that kind of stuff shouldn't be wasted on your champion. Like Cody should have a different story that's going on that he's having a match for against it, and we should get friggin' LA Knight versus Logan Paul for the U.S. title. So start building that we all wanted at WrestleMania that you robbed us of.
Yeah.
And instead we got him and AJ, which was, still really good, but like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Keith, it's going to be a banger of a PLE.
Looking forward to it.
12 o'clock, right, on Saturday? Maybe it's the last pay-per-view on a Saturday. Who knows? Dana White said something along the lines of they're going to go back to Sundays. I don't know, but Keith, it doesn't matter. Give the people what they want. How can they find you?
You can find me on X and TikTok at Keith of the Ring, and you can find me on Instagram at _Keith of the Ring.
Yes, sir. And you can find us right here on the UW Pod. You can find us on Instagram at the UW Podcast, X at the UW Pod, as well as TikTok. And Keith, we do have a fancy website, uwpod.com. And have a hell of a weekend, and we'll see you next time right here on the UW Pod. Peace.